Hey YouTube, this is the Art of Prepping. Just wanted to talk to you about this Coby Sports armband AM and FM radio. It's model number CX-96. It takes two AAA batteries. It has the full AM and FM band, and I've had this, I believe, since around 2005, and the darn thing keeps working. In fact, it's been over 2 years since I even replaced the batteries. The thing is ridiculous in terms of how efficient it is, and I've gone through several different earpieces here. Of course, you can put in, traditional headphones if you want, but just trying to keep it as low profile as possible for your armband and for, sport activities. So the features, it's kind of like a hard black plastic. It has some pretty decent, I don't know if you call it like a spandex band, but it kind of is, with some Velcro on it to adjust it to your arm. And on the side here, it has your headphone jack. It has a digital bass enhancer on there. You can turn it up and it has more bass. I don't typically like a lot of bass in my music. And then it has this feature here. If you turn this to the right, it locks out all the keypads. So if you're jogging, if you bump something, it won't change the channel or turn off. Besides that, though, it's just there's a cradle here. You turn and lock this band onto the radio itself, and you can twist and put it back on. So I have it, of course, on the on position. It has a clock and a light feature, so you can see if you're jogging at night. A memory selection, so that you can go through your top channels, preset, option to store your memory, and of course your tuning up and down. You can also scan for frequencies. It has a band for AM and FM to go back and forth, your volume up and down, and of course your power button. So memory, clock, light, preset, volume, power, band, tuning. And here's a little bit of a close-up to the back side here. So I just wanted to show you this. I've had this for, like I said, many years. I don't even know how many years. It's been around. Like I said, I think it's been probably a solid 10 years to be conservative. And so that's awesome. I don't even know if they make that anymore, but they might have variants of that, or even better, so things that might be even better than this one here. So I just wanted to compare it against. I'm not sure once again how to say this, if it's Kaito or Kato, KA-208 model number. And you can see that, of course, that one's the same size as this one here is an Altoids 10, so you can see the size. It's very comparable. The width here is it's actually probably just a little bit more. Well, it's pretty close in terms of the width of the radio itself. And here's a 3x5 inch notebook, so it's very small, very small. The next radio that I'm going to review is this Sony, and this is definitely not in the same size category as these two radios here, but for more of a pocket radio, a radio that is going to be a little bit more decent in durability and even reception. The Sony, though, and once again, check my next video out. I'll have that Sony reviewed. These two here, the Coby and the Kato, their reception is okay. The Kato is horrible in a lot of channels. It's very weak. It only takes up usually the best and strongest signals. The Coby, it picks up about half of them, and the Sony, it does a lot better. And so I think, sometimes the smaller the profile and depending on how the antenna design is, can make a big, difference in the reception and quality too. But if I remember correctly, all of these were under $10. Once again, two of these are several years old, so I really don't know if they even make them. But back in the day, that they weren't that expensive. But stay tuned for the Sony update, and this is the just a quick look here at the Coby Sports, and it's pretty cool. I mean, and the dial here too, it has the time. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. And then when you turn it on, it actually has like little indications when you go up and down the dial, or the volume. It'll tell you what's going on. and it has a couple of numbers, and you can pick between the numbers, and those are your presets for your memory. So as always, thanks for watching. These are just some ideas for your bug out bag, get home bag, maybe even like a belt or waist pack, a survival kit that you just want something really small. These two options might be something for you. In a day and an era that our cell phones even have the ability to receive, AM and FM, at least a lot of them at least do FM. It's sometimes hard to justify a separate piece of device or electronics. But if your cell phone doesn't receive and you want even maybe a backup to that in case your batteries died and you wanted something like this, these run pretty well on runtime. The Coby, I really don't even know what the runtime is. I'd have to just speculate 60 to 80 hours probably, just because it's been more than a couple years since I've changed the battery. And so it's just very efficient. Of course, it's very small, and when you're using earbuds, it probably uses a lot less power than if you had full-size headphones too. I would imagine, at least. So that's that, and stay tuned. I'll catch you real soon.